my father's father started the hardware down in Detroit on Wyoming in 1925, and they lived in Detroit at that time, of course, and they had relatives that lived in Imlay City, and they would take the streetcar from Detroit to Royal Oak, and Royal Oak, it ended in Royal Oak right across from where our store is today. There was a turnaround there on Catalpa and Main Street, and that was the end of the line, and you'd had to to go to Imlay City, you had to get out of the streetcar and walk down Main Street for about a quarter of a mile to the interurban station and get on an interurban car, which was a larger car, and that would take you to Imlay City, and that's how they got there. Well, one of these trips, my dad and my grandfather saw this street across from where the cars turn around. The hardware store was for sale, and they decided to buy it and move, and that was in 1932, and move the hardware to Royal Oak, and that's how it got to that location. And at that time, my grandfather was in his 80s at that time, so basically my dad took the business over when he moved into Royal Oak, and he was 21 at that time, so he started taking over the business and ran it. I think a lot of kids envied me because at that time we sold toys, and it was a pretty big toy store too, and I think I was envied for that aspect of it, that yeah, I got all the new toys right away. So as a kid, I can remember going in there on Sundays. We were closed on Sundays at that time, and my dad would be doing odd jobs around there, and myself and my brother and my sister, we'd hop on a couple tricycles and ride the tricycles around the aisles in the store, up and down the ramps, and my dad would get so mad. He said, "Put those back, I gotta sell them. I can't sell them when you guys are riding them all the time." So that was some of my first memories of the hardware store. And then, of course, as I got into junior high, I started working a little bit, not on the payroll, but my dad would pay me out of the pocket for doing odd jobs, dusting and sweeping the floor and stuff like that. And then when I got into high school, I think it was probably 10th grade is when maybe 11th grade, I kind of started working more solid hours where I was scheduled and had a regular paycheck. I've been there ever since, so that's where I spent most of my life, actually.